party seems to have taken a different dimension. With the two factions trading accusations, the faction led by Julius Abure, who continues to maintain that he is chairman despite a court order which ordered his suspension, has accused the Lamidi Apapa-led faction of working in tandem with the All Progressive Congress to destabilize it and frustrate the ongoing efforts at the party's election petition before various tribunals. Just last week, Lamidi Apapa was accused of attempts at withdrawing petitions lodged at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal by the party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi. Well, we have Lamidi Apapa here with us in the studio. I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday. The news has been making the rounds, and we would like you to clarify in simple terms. Did you attempt to withdraw the petitions filed at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal? Yes or no?
No attempt has been made at all to write a withdrawal letter of the petitions before the tribunal. And it is not even reasonable for anyone to have had such an idea that for somebody who has built a house will decide to destroy that same house. I think it's highly unreasonable for anybody to have that type of opinion. I have never done so, and I will never do so.
Noted, Mr. Papa. Now, just wondering how you think that these allegations sprung up. We understand that that this is being attributed by, for instance, the acting national publicity secretary of your party is attributing this to external saboteurs. Just wondering how you think all these allegations surfaced. For instance, we understand that the acting national publicity secretary of your party is saying this is the work of external saboteurs. Do you stand with him, or is there more depth to this?
I told you we have never done anything like that to withdraw this. Tribunal something from any letter of withdrawal from the tribunal. We have never done so. I've said this several times, and I want the whole world to still know this, that we have never. And if anybody has any proof to show, please, that person is free to come forward and tell the whole world.
All right. There are also talks by the Julius Abure faction of the Labour Party that at the moment that yourself and some other members of the party are moles within the party, so to speak, working for the APC under the guise of trying to advance the cause of Labour Party. How true is this?
That's not correct. I've said it times with that number that such an attitude is anti-party and it's anti-progress. I have never done so. And I've told them if anybody has a proof or evidence, let them come forward and tell the whole world if they have any. And they've not been able to bring any. If they don't have that evidence, they should keep short and say other things to the whole world, not repeating what is unreasonable and what is absolutely nonsense.
Oh, Mr. Papa, we know your stance. You've made it very clear. But clearly there is some division, with the Labour Party regarding this matter. Just wondering what steps you might be taking towards a resolution.
Well, the leaders of the party, including our principal, the presidential candidate, is also working on it. We're expecting him to call a meeting. And once that meeting is called, we will sit down and resolve the matter.
All right, Mr. Papa, I also would like to find out from you, because at the moment, I know you're at loggerheads with Julius Abure at the moment. But talk to us. A lot of people would think that after so many gains that the Labour Party witnessed, wins, some would say, at different points, understanding that the Labour Party were not really regarded, now became a third force. Some would have expected that the Labour Party will come together, try to build on the wins, and probably seek to strengthen in different areas. But what we've been getting are these squabbles upon squabbles, fights, bickering, and all sorts to divide the party as against unite the party. Can there be a middle ground whereby yourself, Julius Abure, both camps can meet and resolve this in the interest of the party?
Well, thank you very much. I've said it earlier on that our principal, the president candidate, is working on that. And we are expecting him to call both parties. We will talk. But the crux of the matter has nothing to do with the crisis, but it has something to do with criminality. The chairman of the party, the ex-chairman, was directed by the court, ordered by the court, not to parade himself as leader of the party and 3 others for alleged criminal offenses. And the whole world is not speaking to that. He's talking about somebody is using A or B, C, D. He should talk about the criminal aspects, not the aspect of looking excuses that the whole world will not consider as if is a saint. So the point is that he has been alleged by a court, and they have asked him to step aside. He should step aside and face the court charges against him, not looking for excuses or trying to incite people against us. All we said was that since you have been asked to step aside, face your charges, and when you are lucky to come back, you come back and take your positions. And where you are unfortunate, then the law take its course. I don't know why he keeps on just parabolating, giving excuses, inciting people, blackmailing us unnecessarily. That's the point I'm raising. He should come out, defend all the charges against him. And it's simple. It is not a difficult thing. His own is not the first in Nigeria. But because I want to tell you that nobody is above the law. If he wants to do that, then he should face the charges. And that's not more than that. There is no crisis in the party. The point is that he is the chairman, he has deputy, and it is clearly stated in the constitution that for whatever reason, if the chairman is unable to play his role, then the deputy chairman will take over in acting capacity. It does not require long story. It does not require long grammar. I can even demonstrate to you, deputy means or somebody in acting capacity. If you fail to do certain things at a particular time, somebody will do it on your behalf. And when you come back to normalcy, then you take over your job. I wonder why instead of stepping aside, he keeps on giving excuses, blackmailing us, and so on and so forth. I'm very sure the whole world will soon know who is telling lies among us.
I'd like to expand this conversation. The current president, President Muhammadu Buhari, attributed the outcome of the just concluded elections in terms of your loss and PDP's loss to overconfidence, complacency, and also bad tactical decisions. I'm wondering how that came across to you.
Well, that is a president has his own opinion, and everybody is at liberty to his own opinion. That may not be in our own case. Nobody that is contesting, we have the confidence that he's bound to win. Everybody is making a trial. So it's not because of complacency. Everybody is trying to do his best, and we have done our best. Our best, maybe this time around, is not the best, but we are still planning to do more in the nearest future.
All right, Mr. Apapa, let me find out from you. They say there are reports out there that the underlying reason or the underlying currents that is literally fueling this crisis has to do with monies that were to be shared. How true is that? One. And secondly, I would like to find out what is the fate of those who contested in the primaries in Imo, Kogi states and Bayelsa states. Because if you say Julius Abure is not the chairman of the Labour Party, primaries were conducted in these states, what becomes of those candidates? Let's hear from you.
Well, the issue of whether it is money that created problem, I'm not aware of that. Nobody has ever reported to the whole world that we have money crisis or issue of sharing money is our problem. It is not. We are talking about criminality, and that is what we have at the moment. The issue of what happened to our candidates in Imo, Kogi and Bayelsa states. We have done the screening, we have done the primaries, and candidates have emerged. We have submitted their names to the INEC at town level. We have done that, and very soon they will have their names on INEC portal.
The reason why I asked this question is that the National Youth leader, Eragbe Anslem, has said that primaries conducted by Julius Abure is illegal, null, and void.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, if that's correct, you said that you've done primaries and you've submitted names to INEC, and you're saying that at the moment, those primaries are null, and void, and illegal. Which is which?
Yes, I said anybody who fails to do his primary with us has taken a risk, and he has done that at his own peril. Because anything Aburi signs after he has been asked by the court to step aside is illegal. And everybody who regards him as his own leader at that period is doing that at his own risk. That's why I say whatever you do in his name is null and void.